Did you know that nearly 55 million people worldwide are currently living with dementia? Even more startling, a new case is diagnosed every 3 seconds. Dementia has now become the 7th leading cause of death globally, and the numbers are only rising. But here's what many people don't know. This decline in brain function isn't always caused by age or genetics. Shocking new research reveals that some of the most commonly prescribed medications, yes, the ones you might have in your medicine cabinet right now, could be silently harming your brain. If you're over 60, these drugs may be contributing to brain shrinkage, accelerated memory loss, and even triggering Alzheimer's disease. What's truly alarming is that millions take these medications daily without realizing the impact they could have on long-term brain health. In this video, we're revealing 9 popular medications that have been scientifically linked to faster onset of dementia symptoms. Make sure to watch all the way to the end. The number 1 drug on this list is both widely prescribed and extremely damaging, yet few people know its risks. But we won't just leave you with bad news. At the end of the video, we'll also share 3 scientifically backed foods that can help protect your brain and lower your risk of dementia naturally. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more health videos like this one. Now let's get started with number 9. Medication number 1st generation antihistamines. Many seniors turn to common over-the-counter antihistamines like diphenhydramine, found in Benadryl, to manage allergies, colds, or even occasional insomnia. At first glance, these medications seem harmless, but they belong to a class of drugs called anticholinergics, which can quietly take a toll on your brain. Here's why that matters. Anticholinergics block a brain chemical called acetylcholine, which plays a vital role in memory and learning. Think of acetylcholine as the messenger that helps brain cells communicate. When its levels drop, the signals in your brain start to break down. This leads to symptoms like brain fog, forgetfulness, and, over time, even brain shrinkage. One study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors who took strong anticholinergic medications daily for just 3 years faced a 54% higher risk of developing dementia. What's especially alarming is how gradually the symptoms appear. You may simply notice more frequent memory lapses or misplacing items, but what starts as mild forgetfulness can escalate into serious cognitive decline. Since these drugs are widely available without a prescription, many people assume they're safe. But for older adults, the neurological risks can be severe. Medication number 8, benzodiazepines. If you've ever dealt with anxiety, insomnia, or muscle spasms, your doctor may have prescribed a benzodiazepine, a class of drugs that includes Valium, diazepam, Ativan, lorazepam, and Xanax, alprazolam. These medications are known for their fast-acting calming effects. They work by increasing a neurotransmitter called GABA, which slows down brain activity and promotes relaxation. But here's the downside. Long-term use of benzodiazepines can interfere with your brain's ability to function properly. Over time, they've been linked to memory loss, confusion, and even physical changes in brain structure. A study published in the BMJ revealed that individuals who used benzodiazepines for more than 3 months had a 51% increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The changes are often subtle at first, feeling unusually tired during the day, slowed reaction times, or difficulty keeping up with conversations. But these aren't just signs of aging. They could be early warning signs that your brain is being affected. What's especially concerning is that many older adults are prescribed these drugs for sleep issues and then continue taking them for years unaware of the cognitive risks. Medication number 7, proton pump inhibitors, PPIs. Millions of older adults take proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, such as omeprazole, Prilosec, pantoprazole, Protonix, and esomeprazole, Nexium, to relieve heartburn, acid reflux, or other gastrointestinal issues. While these drugs are highly effective at reducing stomach acid, they may come with a hidden cost. They've been linked to cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia. The reason? PPIs can interfere with the absorption of essential nutrients, especially vitamin B12 and magnesium, both of which play critical roles in brain health. Low levels of B12 in particular have been associated with confusion, memory loss, and even permanent neurological damage. A major German study involving over 73,000 seniors found that those who regularly used PPIs had a 44% higher risk of developing dementia. The danger often lies in long-term use. Many seniors continue taking these medications for years without reevaluating their necessity, unaware that they could be slowly depriving their brains of vital nutrients. If you've noticed slower thinking or increased confusion, especially after meals, the issue may not be your food, but the pill you took before eating. Medication number 6, antipsychotics. Antipsychotic medications like risperidone, Risperdal, olanzapine, Zyprexa, and quetiapine, Seroquel, are often prescribed to older adults for managing behavioral symptoms in conditions such as dementia, schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder. Ironically, while these drugs are sometimes used to calm agitation and confusion, they may actually be contributing to further cognitive decline. These medications work by altering levels of dopamine and serotonin, two key chemicals involved in mood, motivation, and thinking. While they can help stabilize severe behavioral symptoms, they also tend to dull overall brain activity. This can lead to side effects like sedation, emotional flatness, and more worryingly, an increased risk of accelerated cognitive decline. In fact, the FDA has issued a black box warning for these drugs, particularly in elderly patients with dementia, citing an increased risk of death. But even in seniors without dementia, long-term use has been linked to reduced brain function and loss of independence. Patients may become withdrawn, struggle to follow conversations, or lose the ability to manage daily tasks they once handled with ease. It's one of the most heartbreaking contradictions in medicine. A drug intended to calm the brain might actually be speeding its decline. Medication number 5, sleep aids, the Z drugs. As we age, getting quality sleep becomes more challenging. Many seniors turn to sleep aids like Zolpidem, Ambien, Azopiclone, Lunesta, or Zaleplon, Sonata, collectively known as Z drugs, to help them fall asleep. While these medications may help you drift off, they're not as harmless as they seem. Z drugs work by slowing brain activity, mimicking natural sleep-inducing chemicals, but they don't allow your brain to cycle through the full range of sleep stages, especially the deep sleep and REM phases that are essential for memory consolidation and brain repair. That means even if you're asleep for 8 hours, your brain may not be getting the rest it truly needs. Worse still, Z drugs have been linked to next-day grogginess, confusion, sleepwalking, and impaired memory. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that seniors using Z drugs faced a significantly higher risk of developing dementia, not to mention falls and injuries caused by reduced alertness. If you're waking up feeling foggy, forgetful, or struggling with basic tasks, it might not just be poor sleep. It could be your brain struggling to recover after being sedated night after night. For older adults already vulnerable to cognitive decline, these sleep aids could be silently pushing memory issues further. Medication number 4, tricyclic antidepressants. Depression affects many older adults, often due to isolation, chronic illness, or grief. But the treatment can sometimes come with unintended consequences. Tricyclic antidepressants, such as amitriptyline and doxepin, are older medications that are still prescribed today. Unfortunately, they come with strong anticholinergic effects, meaning they block acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter critical for memory and cognitive function. As we mentioned earlier, the aging brain is especially sensitive to disruptions in neurotransmitter levels, and blocking acetylcholine can lead to symptoms like confusion, drowsiness, difficulty concentrating, and over time, cognitive decline that mimics dementia. A 2015 study published in JAMA showed a dose-dependent relationship between anticholinergic medications like tricyclics and dementia, meaning the more you take and the longer you take them, the greater your risk. Despite the availability of newer, safer antidepressants, many doctors still prescribe tricyclics to seniors unaware of the long-term risks. If you or someone you care about is taking one of these medications and experiencing memory issues, brain fog, or trouble focusing, it may not be the depression worsening. The medication itself could be contributing to the problem. Medication number 3, bladder control medications. For many seniors, overactive bladder is a frustrating and often embarrassing problem. To manage it, doctors frequently prescribe medications like oxybutynin, ditropan, tolterodine, Detrol, and solifenacin, Vesicare. What most people don't realize is that these medications are also strong anticholinergics, meaning they block acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter vital for memory and cognitive function. A study conducted by the University of California, San Francisco, found that seniors taking these medications had significantly smaller brain volume and worse memory test performance compared to those not using them. Researchers observed actual shrinkage in brain regions responsible for learning and memory. The most alarming part? These drugs are often prescribed for months or even years without a second look at their mental side effects. If you've noticed growing confusion, difficulty organizing tasks, or mental sluggishness, it might be time to ask, is the medication helping your bladder but harming your brain? Medication number 2, statins. Statins, including atorvastatin, Lipitor, simvastatin, Zocor, and rosuvastatin, Crestor, are some of the most commonly prescribed drugs for older adults. They're used to lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. But while they protect the heart, they may also pose a hidden risk to the brain. Although cholesterol gets a bad reputation, your brain actually contains about 25% of the body's total cholesterol. It's essential for creating and maintaining neurons, the cells that transmit signals in the brain. Statins can lower cholesterol levels in the brain, potentially disrupting the production of critical neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are essential for mood, memory, and learning. Some patients report brain fog, forgetfulness, and trouble concentrating while taking statins. A study published in the journal Pharmacotherapy found that 75% of patients who experienced memory problems saw improvement after stopping statins. To be clear, statins can save lives and should never be stopped without medical advice. But if you've noticed new cognitive symptoms since starting them, it may be worth talking to your doctor about possible adjustments or alternatives. Medication number 1, anticholinergic combination medications. At the top of the list, the most dangerous category of medications linked to dementia in seniors are anticholinergic combination drugs. These are not just single pills, but combinations of drugs that each have anticholinergic properties, compounding their effects on the brain. Examples include cold and flu meds, combining diphenhydramine with decongestants, GI medications containing scopolamine and atropine, muscle relaxants like cyclobenzaprine. The danger lies in the cumulative effect. Taken over time or in combination, these drugs can severely deplete acetylcholine, leading to dramatic impacts on memory, attention, learning, and even basic brain function. A major study that tracked 3,434 older adults over 10 years found that those with high cumulative use of anticholinergic drugs had a 54% increased risk of developing dementia, even if they had stopped taking the drugs years before symptoms began. These medications act like a slow, silent toxin to the brain, especially when mixed together. The scary part? They're everywhere, in cough syrups, allergy meds, sleep aids, and anti-nausea pills. Most people don't even realize they're taking multiple anticholinergic drugs at once. That's why this class sits at 1 on the danger list. It's subtle, widespread, and affecting millions of seniors every day. 3 foods that help prevent dementia. Now that we've covered the hidden dangers of certain medications, let's turn to something more empowering: foods that actively protect your brain and may reduce your risk of cognitive decline. Food number 3, blueberries. Often called brainberries, blueberries are packed with powerful antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which fight oxidative stress, a damaging process that's like rust building up in your brain over time. Research shows these tiny fruits can improve memory and may even slow brain aging by up to 2.5 years. In one study from the University of Cincinnati, older adults who drank blueberry juice daily showed significant improvements in memory and learning in just 12 weeks. Add them to your cereal, blend them into smoothies, or enjoy them as a snack. Every bite helps build a stronger, healthier brain. Food number 2, fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, a vital building block of the brain. DHA supports neuron structure, improves communication between brain cells, and reduces harmful inflammation. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who ate fish at least once a week had a 60% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's compared to those who didn't. Even for those with mild cognitive impairment, omega-3s can help slow progression. Just 2 servings per week can make a meaningful difference in your brain health. Food number 1, leafy greens. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens are nutritional powerhouses. They're loaded with vitamin K, lutein, folate, and beta-carotene, nutrients that protect brain cells and enhance memory. A study published in Neurology found that people who ate 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens per day had the cognitive abilities of someone 11 years younger than their actual age. Sauté them, toss them in soups, or blend them into smoothies. However you enjoy them, they're fuel for a sharper, more resilient mind. Final thoughts. If you're a senior or caring for someone who is, this information is crucial. We often trust medications to help us feel better, sleep better, or stay calm. But sometimes, those very pills are quietly harming the most vital organ of all, your brain. And it doesn't always happen in obvious ways. It can start with something small: forgetting a name, missing an appointment, struggling to find the right word. These aren't just signs of aging. They might be warning signs. But the good news is, you're not powerless. Now that you know which medications to watch out for, you can take action. Talk to your doctor about safer alternatives. Adjust your treatment plan if needed, and nourish your brain with the right foods. Because while dementia doesn't happen overnight, preventing it can start today. We want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know experienced memory issues while taking any of these medications? Have you added any brain-healthy foods to your diet? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more science-backed health content. Thanks for watching. And here's to a healthier brain and a brighter future.